Hello everybody and welcome back to Up the Guts. Now, we can continuing on with our series of top 50 AFL plays. If you haven't seen the video of me doing 50 to 41 of this series, make sure you go back and look at that before watching this, because today we are doing the 40 to 31 section. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Starting off my 40 to 31 section in the 40th position of the top 50 players in the AFL, I've got Carlton's midfielder Sam Walsh. Now, Sam Walsh would be higher on this list if he was able to play a bit more, but his body has just let him down consistently. So with the amount of work that he's put in compared to the others, I've put him in the 40th spot. No doubt I think he could be a top 10 player in the AFL. Has all the attributes, can run all day, tough, clean, everything you want as a midfielder. He's just all class but tough. Sometimes I think his toughness can go underrated as well. He's just a quality player. But for now, Sam Walsh is in the 40th spot. Number 39, I've got Luke Davies-Uniacke. Now, Luke Davies-Uniacke always came on. He always had the potential, but he's really starting to put it together these last two seasons. We've always talked about perfect size to be an inside player, but he could also like him on the outside because he's got that speed away from stoppages like a Jordan Ngoe type. He's got those type of build through the hits where he shrugs off tackles, gets it and explodes from stoppages. I love watching LDU play, the way he gets it and takes the game on. So I'm looking forward to seeing LDU take on some more and burst away from stoppages in 2025. Number 38, I've got Port Adelaide skipper Connor Rozee. Now, I always rated Connor Rozee very highly, but I think he just hasn't. Last year was a very off year for him. He's probably lost a few spots from last year. It was an injury interrupted season, but when he came back, just wasn't as dominant as we knew. I like Connor Rozee as one of the better midfielders of Port Adelaide purely for the fact that he can hit the scoreboard, but he just hasn't been as consistent as Zach Butters, who's overtaken him. But I like the way Connor Rozee, the way he can change the game off his own boot with his forward craft. So Connor Rozee starts with 30, stays at 38 for me. In number 37, I've got the hard-running Hugh McCluggage. Hugh McCluggage is a quality player, and the best thing about Hugh McCluggage, he also can hit the scoreboard, but he can play inside and outside. You can play him as a pure midfielder, or you can play him on a wing when you know he's just going to run and give you 110% all day. He's a quality player who sometimes goes unnoticed under the shadows of the likes of Lachie Neale, but Hugh McCluggage is a quality player, and he is my 37th best player in the AFL. In the 36th spot, someone who's really came into 2020, always had the potential, but his body just wasn't helping him, but he started 2025 like a house on fire. Number 36, it's Hawthorn's Will Day. Now, Will Day can be higher on this list with the new trick in the bow that he's added, which is playing out of the square. The reason why he could be so good at this is because of his height. He'd be about 6'2", perfect body size, and he's really strong through the hips, and also he's tough, gets the hard ball. But now when he starts hitting the scoreboard, you could almost argue if he continues hitting the scoreboard, he could be a top 20 player in the AFL in no time. So I'm keen to look out for Will Day in 2025 to see how he can exploit that playing out of the square and hitting the scoreboard more often than he has in his career in 2025. Number 35, I've got Fremantle's Hayden Young. I love everything about Hayden Young. I loved his movement to the midfield. I love him off half-back, but I've loved his movement to the midfield to use him up more up the ground too, and really getting that kick inside forward 50, because he's their best ball user at Fremantle. So their best ball user they want, bringing it into the forward 50s. That's what they've done with adding Hayden Young in there. A bit more class inside their midfield. Their midfield was tough with Caleb Sloan, but adding Hayden Young just adds a bit more class, and his left foot is beautiful. When he hits the scoreboard is when he's at his best, but setting up goals as well. I just think he's an all-round great player. Number 34, now might have went a bit early on him, but so is everyone else, and it's hard not to when he stands at 210 centimetres. It's Sam Darcy. Sam Darcy can play at all ends of the ground, and he can play in the ruck, but what likes him more is, what threatens him more is as a key forward. He could be ready to become a top 20 player, top 10 player in the competition. With his height, he's a key defender's nightmare. He's a key defender's nightmare with his height, because good luck if he gets out and leave his arms out in front. Good luck trying to spoil that. Sam Darcy can rip a game away from you in a matter of time. We saw that when he kicked 7 or 9. Yeah, it was 7, yeah. 7 against North Melbourne in round 23. I didn't know if it was 7. Couldn't remember if it was 7 or 9. Knew it was an odd number. But we saw how he could take away a game just for his marking capability and his set shots. So Sam Darcy is at 34 for now, going into 2025, but I imagine he'll be a lot higher, maybe even by the end of the year. 33, I got Andrew Brayshaw now. Andrew Brayshaw came on the scene as the better player, but Caleb Sarong in the past few years, I think, has passed him as the top midfielder at Fremantle. By all means, Andrew Brayshaw was a really good player. I thought he started the season off last year really slow, but came home really strong. So Andrew Brayshaw was clean, hard at it. He's just a pure leader. So I love the way Andrew Brayshaw goes about it. So he's my 33rd best player in the AFL. In the 32 spot, it's Collingwood's new recruit, Dan Houston. He's a back-to-back All-Australian, one of the better ball users in the AFL off the half-back line. Could also play for the midfield they really want to, but where he plays his best footy is off that half-back line. He has a ball on a string sometimes, gets those metres gained, the rebound 50s, which is so crucial in today's game. Often doesn't play on a man, but plays just loose, and the way he can deliver a ball up the ground can really set up play from the back 50 going into the forward 50. So I think he's going to be a really good pickup for the Collingwood Football Club, and he's honourably the back-to-back All-Australian. Could he add a third this year? We'll have to wait and see, but Dan Houston is my 32nd best player in the AFL. And to round off the 40 to 31 section, in the 31st best player in the AFL, I've got the Hornet, Jason Horne-Francis. Jason Horne-Francis, all the attributes to be a top 10, top 5 player even in the competition. The way his body shaped like a Paddy Dangerfield shaped type of player. His bursts away from stoppages. But the fact he can play one out in the goal square as well. And even as a midfielder, he hits the scoreboard. But the way he plays out the goal square, he's a game changer when he does that. Because good luck trying to outbody him. It'll come to a point where they'll have to start playing legitimate key defenders on Jason Horne-Francis when he pushes forward outside the square, because he's just that strong through the hips. He's a game changer, and he can rip a game out of the heartstring of the opponents in the flick of a second. In just half a quarter, really, he could pile on 3 goals, 10 disposals, and it's pretty much game over. But that's going to wrap up my 40 to 31 section for the top 50 AFL players. We'll quickly go back over it. In the 40th spot, I had Sam Walsh. 39, Luke Davies-Uniacke. 38 is Connor Rozee. 37, Hugh McCluggage. 36, Will Day. 35, Hayden Young. 34, Sam Darcy. 33, Andrew Brayshaw. 32, Dan Houston. And 31, Jason Horne-Francis. Thank you guys for watching. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell so you don't miss an upload, especially the next upload, which will be the 30 to 21. So stay tuned for that. And until then, guys, I'll see you then.